Hey everyone, how you going? It's been a while since the last video, so I thought I would come at you with another flow design, something based on what I was actually asked to do at work recently, probably towards the start of the year. So this flow design, as you get from the title, is relating to completion of customer satisfaction surveys post an incident or a request item being resolved or set to close complete. What our brief was is that we had to come up with a way of capturing negative feedback. So if someone's given a low rating, which I'll go through in a second, um, how to how to capture that, and also where to raise that. So with the idea being floated around that we want to create an incident on the back of a survey being completed that will then generate and go to the person who was the assigned to on the original incident, go to the assignment group manager, and also set a subject line, description text, but also include the rating that the customer gave in the survey and also any free text comments that they gave as well. What we also did was actually give a couple of steps to the manager and say, right, you need to perform action 1, 2, and 3 based on whatever that may be. And then once they've talked to the customer, resolved their issue, found out why their survey was left with negative comments, then they can just resolve the incident as standard, and that gets reported on a certain dashboard. So what I wanted to do, yeah, was just go through a quick build on how I went about and did that. So I think it may be useful if anyone else has a use case for it. But yeah, let's kick on. So what I did first of all, I just designed a basic customer satisfaction survey. This is one I just created this evening, and it looks a little something like this. So you can see here we've got a standard sort of survey question, give us a smiley face rating, and based on the rating that you gave us some comments to support that. So I've left comments as being non-mandatory, but the image scale, which is just used over here, is mandatory, so they have to fill that in. So what I've done, I've created an incident already, and I've created a survey on the back of that. And the survey, when we come through and look at the incident, what I want to do is actually look at taking the survey, and you'll see first of all how the smiley faces all work once it finally loads up. Here we go, get started. So basic smiley faces, all kind of included. So how satisfied were you with this? And you can select various different things. So I shall leave that because I don't want to complete that just yet. And what I can also do is quickly have a look at any surveys it ready to take, and I can see my customer satisfaction survey here. So what I want to do first of all is actually have a look at my customer satisfaction survey. Open that in Designer because it is slightly different to the one I built, so I think I'm using the wrong survey, but there we go. We can make it work. And if we have a look here, we can see the values of number 1 being very dissatisfied or number 2 being satisfied. So what we're going to do, we're just going to have a look at this particular survey and capture anything that the user's given us a very dissatisfied. So what I want to do, go into Flow Designer. I've already started it just now. Just got in the normal view for now. And what I want to capture is when a record is created. So these surveys are very rarely updated once they've been submitted. It's just created. And all I want to do is select my metric type as the name of the survey, which is going to be this name here. So that knows straight away that I'm only going to be looking at responses from this survey. The string value I want is not at all satisfied or very dissatisfied. So let's put that in, that's the string value. And you can see over here as well, I put the metric.type, so I'm walking through to get the information. This is just the string value. And then the normalized value, which is what it gives when you do give some feedback on this particular one. So let's find one that's got a normalized value. Let's go completed. And here, Oh, actually, it's survey responses. Sorry for jumping everywhere. Okay, so we want one that's, I think that this not at all satisfied or this value dissatisfied will have a normalized value of 0. So 10 being the absolute top. And if there's 5 options, which there are, going to be 0 will be the normalized value. So let's go and put that into our flow design there. So now we've known what is going to be triggering this. What we actually want to do is I want to be able to look up a record because I want to grab the information that's been submitted on the survey. So if I went back into survey responses, I essentially want to take this information from this survey and I want to capture the comments that's been added, and I also want to capture the image that was left. So you can see for every single survey response, there's two criteria for this one, same as on my test survey as well. We've got one that's the image, one that's the comments. So exactly the same for this survey. So this is our score, and that's our comments. This one here. So I want to capture both of that information. So if we go back to our flow, I want to look up the record that's just been created. Look up. Then you have going to be one record, and I want it based it on the exact same table again. So that's going to be on the assessment metrics table. Except, sorry, the metric result table. And what I want to do is have a look at the instance that was created. So instance, yes, is, and this is going to be our what's been created on the trigger. So this is our record here, and I want to pick up the instance there. And also what I want to do is look up the actual value, which is going to be -1, which will actually bring up the comment. So when we went to see our reviews here, anything that's listed as a comment there and here is an actual value or normalized value of -1. So that is all fine there. I'm only interested in returning the first record. What then I want to do is to create a record on the back of that. So I've looked up all the information that I want to include in this new incident that we mentioned before. If I want to go through and create this, so I'll just quickly make this up. So that's the incident table, of course. The caller ID, or the caller, is going to be the person who has completed the survey. So this is going to be, once again, it's going to be back to our trigger record. And I'm going to be picking up the picking up the, is it going to be the assigned to? It can't be the created by. Let's just get this absolutely right. Let's go back into the survey and actually have a look. So it was assigned to me, and I just want to add this field in here to make sure I get exactly the one. And I can't seem to see who this was actually for. Created by. Give me 2 seconds. That should just be the caller of the incident, ideally. That's what that's going to be, the system administrator. So let's just go with the assigned to. What I also want to do, let's just fill in some basic information. So let's put our channel was created by automation. Let's just call it a walk-in for now. Let's go short description will be a survey response. put a little break in there, and I want to actually give the incident number that was created. So if I go into the metric results of the record there, we'll look into the instance of that, and we'll look at the task. And then from the task, we can get the incident number. So we can say that survey response incident 012345 for, then we have a look at the assigned to name. So survey response incident 123 for Ed. And we can go through and fill in all the other information as well, the priorities, issue types, all those sort of things. But what ideally we want to do is assign it back to where it came from originally, so who was actually looking after it. So what we can do, we'll dot walk our fields all the way through the record, back to the instance of the survey, back into the task, which holds all the main information about groupings, and we'll put it back to the assignment group. So our incident, say for example, it went to the cab approval group. This incident will return back to that group from where it came from. And the assign to will also do the same thing, but we want to pick up the manager of the assignment group. Let's go back through the record again. We'll go back to the instance. We'll go down to the task. Go to the assignment group. And you guessed it, we'll go to the assignment group manager. So let's just say, pull a name out of the hat. Let's just say Ian is the assignment group manager. This is where it'll be assigned straight to him. And we'll add some things in our description as well. We can say, please contact the customer. And let's give the customer name as well. So we'll go back through and do our dot walking through the fields. There's going to be the assigned to there. I probably should actually dot walk all the way through to the name. I think that'll just give me the reference number to discuss the feedback against, and then we'll bring our incident number again into here. So let's go through here. Instance down to the task and bring up the incident number. We can get smart with this as well by having links to the incident number in there if we wanted to. That's absolutely fine to do that if we need to. So let's now include, so we give them some instructions. Let's just say let's include our customer feedback. So we'll go with rating and we'll go with comments. So from here, we're going to go get the string value from our trigger record again. I'm just going to pull up the string value. That gives us the text of not at all satisfied or very dissatisfied. And then we're also going to go through and get the string value of the comments that we'll put in. Actually, that's going to be from the lookup, isn't it? Where I did the lookup steps, that's going to be from there. And that will then be the string value in there. And then we can fill it up with whatever we want to fill it up with. We can include links to the parent incident as well if we wanted to, but for now, let's just give that a quick test. And what I'll do, I'll fill in my survey. Once that's just saving. And we'll see if this thing is actually going to work, because I know I've rushed through it today on this fairly quick video. Let me remove that, and let's go and find my window and bring that into view. And what we'll do, yep, let's go and take this survey. Let's just say I'm not at all satisfied, and let's say these are test comments. Submit that, and then hopefully what should happen is in our executions, we have our negative feedback. So it looks like it's all completed okay as well, which is good. We picked up the the record that's been completed. So it's our very dissatisfied from system administrator. That's all been fine. What we've done, we've looked up the record and we've found the comments. These are test comments here. And let's see if this has created an incident okay for us. I knew that was going to give us the caller ID being the reference number, but let's just have a look at the incident itself. We could do a little bit of tidying up on this if we have the time. But essentially what's happened is that it's picked up survey response. We've got the incident number for the person. So please contact the person. That's why I should have had the .name at the end of it. The feedback against this one. Customer feedback. The rating is very dissatisfied. Comments are in here. It's also been assigned back to the correct assignment group, and it's picked up the assignment group manager. And if we have a look at the assignment group, no manager in there, but it's just picked up the person who is first in the list, and just in that case there. So we could add a little bit more to it as well. We could put pre-build resolution information, all that sort of stuff. But that gives you the idea in a 16-minute nutshell as to how that would work. Hopefully that's useful for you. If you do have any questions or thoughts or feedback or any ways you can improve it, please let me know. But I think this was pretty useful to a lot of teams around where I work to capture this information. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts or comments, let me know. Thanks for watching and take care. And I'll try not to leave the next video too long. And I'll also try not to rush the next one as well. Take care, guys. Catch you later.